So welcome to the Dresden Files Accelerated. We're back to playing the Accords. We are back to as bi-weekly as we're able to with the holiday season quickly approaching. We played a little bit of Microscope last week. That was a lot of fun. We built our own world. This week, though, we are back to the Accords. We've got some new graphics. Hopefully, I would love to hear if you like them or not, what works, what doesn't work. And I'd like to start us off with a little bit of a recap about what happened last time. So who would like to present a recap? Ryan, maybe you want to give a recap?
I mean, I had some pretty traumatic memories from this recent session. But yeah, it was kind of chaotic. We had gone to the hospital to investigate a missing person that we were looking for, and we were attacked by a strange, like, vampire creature. Right? It was like flying around the room. Its legs were kicking at us. I remember being very chaotic. I didn't know where anybody was. Everybody was running around screaming. We beat it up. It ran away. Right? It ran away. It escaped. So we don't know what happened to it. Right?
Well,
and then
you guys
the
beat it to a pulp, and then you guys left.
Right.
It didn't escape. Well, the legs escaped.
Right. That's right. The legs ran out.
The legs ran away. But you guys were.
So we don't know.
Still whole.
We don't know where the legs are. They're running around somewhere. Just a pair of legs.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ran away and followed up on the book.
Well, after while Ravi and Hux were taking care of the Mananagal, I know I'm mispronouncing it. I'm sorry. I actually in my head I refer to it as the Enterprise D vampire, but because it splits
saucer section.
Yeah. I think in my notes part of it was saucer section. Hey,
Thank you, John.
Kudos for having an Enterprise handy.
Thank you for having a vampire handy.
So, while that was going on, Michelle and Evie were in another part of the hospital doing
baby delivery.
Like UPS?
Exactly like UPS. More like the storks. There was a pregnant mother who had a big belly, and then the stork shows up, and the belly shrinks, and a baby appears. It's magic. Because when mommy and daddy love each other so much, they go to the stork catalog and pick out their baby.
This is how I explain it to my 4-year-old. So it must be true.
That's totally what happened, as I recall.
And Evie was attempting to assist by showing Michelle a YouTube video on how to deliver a baby, which I'm still trying to figure out how a good tutorial video on YouTube or good tutorial video would have been of any use. With YouTube's, you can't show anything that is deemed indecent, and I cannot imagine the live birth of a baby being considered decent by YouTube. But that's an aside.
It's in the Red Band trailer. It's fine.
Okay.
So, all right. So that happened. You guys then kind of beat feet to get out of there. What happened after that?
Ravi got in trouble.
Or other things happened first.
Oh, yeah. We got donuts.
Yep.
Yeah, we visited our official sponsor, Dunkin' Donuts, for some tea, coffee, and donuts.
Yep.
As you should. As you should.
A variety of donuts as well as donut holes.
Even though donut holes are inferior to actual donuts, we did get some.
I agree with that.
Anyways.
I prefer bagels.
Donut holes are...
Bagels.
We followed up on the book. That's what we were doing. We followed up on the lost, like where this book was. We went to the bookseller. What was it? Books and Brahmas?
Books and Brahmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Books and Brahmins. Books and Brahmins.
Books and Brahmins. And everybody had a great time making up stuff that relates to Ravi. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then I'm on the phone with my mom getting yelled at for fighting monsters and vampires.
Well, no, that is not why you were on the phone with your mom.
Okay, she doesn't know. I don't know what that's where we stopped. All I know is that the guy called her, and
What was the common thread throughout what he was yelling at you about?
Dude, that guy is your fiance's dad.
No, not my fiance.
Betrothed.
The person that they want to arrange me in a marriage. There's no ring. I haven't proposed.
True.
It's not official. That's why I'm here in DC in the first place. I needed some time. He's mad about me being off doing supernatural stuff, as far as I know.
No, he was very clear that he was upset because you brought this, you were being all close with this
I was
girl.
hanging out with another girl.
Yeah,
scandalous.
That's exactly. Well, of course it's scandalous. You're betrothed to his.
This is one of the reasons why I left the community. It was too oppressive. So yes, I'm getting yelled at by my mom.
Yes. Now,
she has words for me.
So here's a question for you, Ryan. Does your mother know that you're a knight of agnostic knight of Vishnu? Or rather, does she know that you're a knight of Vishnu?
Yeah, I don't think she really understands that, though. I think it was one of those things like where I was like, Mom, something crazy happened, and now I'm a knight of the Lotus, and she was like, "Oh, that's nice." Like I don't know that she understands.
She thinks it was something in your video game, right?
She probably thinks it was some church group thing I've been hanging out with.
Oh, like the loot crate that you ordered. Okay. Yeah.
Oddly, that's where he got his mace from a loot crate. So
Awesome. All right. So let's see. So I imagine that everyone would like to begin with that phone call because I think that everyone was super excited for that. Or do we want to talk about the books first?
You mean talk about the books like?
Well, you guys are talking with Dr. Vineet Gupta about the books because at the end of the last session, Ravi kind of like turned him to face Evie and said, talk to her about the book. And he was going to proceed to do that. So we can talk about the books and their history and all the stuff that he knows, or we can listen to Ravi's mother yell at him.
I'm all aboard the Ravi's mother's yelling at him train.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me for some reason.
I want to know about the book.
No. The books are dime a dozen.
No,
I'll break the tie since Ravi has a propensity to not want to talk to his mother yet. So I'm going to say that we're going to listen to that first.
Sounds fantastic.
Because I was going to say, if we wait,
thanks for having my back there, Mallory.
Yep, you're welcome.
If we wait, it's going to just
Makes
make it
the
even
dream
more, it's the anticipation that makes it delicious.
She's just going to be angrier.
You won't like her when she's angry.
No, literally, she is a fury. She gets stronger the angrier she gets. So,
no.
Oh my goodness, awful. All right, so let's see. So Ravi, Dr. Vineet Gupta, I needed to write down his name from last session. Says, "Oh, Ravi, your mother wants to talk to you," and reaches out to hand you the phone.
I mean, I have to take it. I'm just like, "Oh, hi, Mom."
Ravi,
I'm like,
Ravi.
I'm ready for it.
Ravi, sweetheart, Ravi, I don't know where I am. Ravi.
What?
Ravi, I'm so confused. It's dark, Ravi. It's dark. It's dark.
Aren't you home?
Which arm is
Didn't
a heart
he call
attack,
home?
Ravi? Ravi, which arm is the
Oh my
heart
God,
attack?
Mom! Stop it, Mom. Mom, I'm fine. Everything's
Ravi,
fine.
Ravi, I think my heart is broken. Should I go to the light, Ravi?
Mom, don't make me call Dad.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I think which arm is it? I think that's the one that's numb. Ravi,
It's not the end of the world, Mom.
You're killing me. You finally after 3 years, find a nice woman who's willing to betroth you, despite all your flaws.
Even you found a nice woman that's willing to betroth me.
Exactly. I've worked very hard to make sure that you have a good life, young man. I want to make sure that you have the best of all things possible. If you're not willing to work for it, I am. You and your stupid loot crate and like Knight of Vishnu Club. Like, I don't understand anything.
It's called the Knight of the Lotus, Mom. It's the Knight of the Lotus, and it's a real thing.
Of course it's a real thing. Of course. Just like the light that I'm headed to. Oh, the light. To head towards the light. Ravi,
I'm gonna call.
Ravi.
I will call Dad. He
Robbie,
understands.
you're killing me. You're killing me.
Relax, Mom. I'm just hanging out with some friends.
Why does my good friend Dr. Gupta call me and tell me that you're hanging out with another woman?
Because I am. There's like 4 of us hanging out here, Mom. It's like
So who cares about the 2 other guys?
Oh,
This isn't
Robbie, I
this
can't believe
isn't
you're in a gang.
No, a gang, Mom. It's a gang of people.
You go to
we go shop at bookstores and eat Dunkin' Donuts together.
A gang.
Yeah, a gang of people that eat donut holes and drive around in my van. That's it.
Robbie,
that's the gang.
oh, you're driving the gang around in your van, Robbie, and you're
Real
eating
Scooby-Doo.
unhealthy food. Oh, Robbie.
Yeah, I am, Mom.
Me.
That's why I came out here so I could do this.
Why do you never call me, Robbie? Why do you never call your mother?
Mom, I promise I'll call you
call
when this
you
is
all
all
the
over.
time.
This is really important. I have to go. Mom, this is really important.
More important than your mother, Robbie. More important than your mother.
It's Loot Crate stuff. It's Loot Crate stuff. I gotta go deal with it.
Just giving away all this free advertising.
Mom, I promise.
tonight, man.
I promise. I'll call after
Robbie,
Loot Crate
it's so
and Dunkin'
dark.
Donuts.
It's so dark. Robbie,
and this
please
nice,
call
refreshing
911 and
Coke.
send them to the house. You remember the house's address, don't you? You haven't
Yes, I'm
forgotten
gonna
it since
call
you
Dad.
left.
I'm calling Dad right now. I'm hanging up. I'm calling Dad. I'm texting
I
Dad.
imagine you hang up.
You would hang up on your mother?
Oh,
It's the only way to end the phone call with her.
Oh no, you didn't.
You don't know Robbie's mom. She will talk forever.
You should turn off your phone.
And she'll go carry the phone over to the neighbor's house so the neighbors can talk to me. It will be hours. So yeah.
So, Ravi, I would like to offer you a compel on non-traditional traditionalist, which I take as to interpret as like your relationship with your family, because you know the dichotomy between like the being a traditional, needing to lip service the traditional, and playing off of that. I'd like to offer you a fate point, and the fate point is because you feel guilty about hanging up on your mother.
I do feel guilty.
And so I'm going to put the aspect guilty on you for a scene or two.
I always feel guilty. This is why I don't like to call her, because every time I call her, I feel guilty afterwards.
All right.
I can't give her enough. There's no such thing.
I'm going to give you a fate point, Ravi. And so that brings you up to 4 fate points.
Yay.
Yes. And I need to add an aspect to you, which is feeling guilty. So there we go. All right, Ravi, you're feeling guilty. Everybody else, Ravi is having a very intense conversation with his mother right now. He has taken it over in the corner, but you can definitely tell that it's super intense.
Randy,
your audio cut out.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Super intense.
Yes.
Hear you now.
All right. Where did you last hear me?
Super intense.
Super intense?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ravi
okay.
took the
Super intense phone call.
Okay, I hit my keyboard shortcut for muting my microphone. No one wants to hear the clacking. No one wants to hear the clacking of my keyboard. So, all right. So, Ravi, you guys hear this intense conversation that Ravi is having with his mother from his side. It's very obvious that Ravi is completely uncomfortable. You see everything going on there. However, Dr. Vineet Gupta is sitting at the counter. The book, The Picatrix, that you guys have, one of the books of the Picatrix that you have, is out on the counter. It's on top of a cloth. He's got the little loop so that he can see it a little bit better. And he has turned his attention, after handing the phone to Ravi, to the 3 of you, especially to Evie. And he goes, "So this is your book? You want to know more? You want to know more about this book?"
We would like to know more about the book. It's not our book.
Yes, that is right. It is stolen, as Ravi said.
No, it's not stolen.
Oh no, then it belongs to one of you.
Yes, it belongs to one of us.
Well, you see, it is not that it belongs to one of us individually. It is something that we as a collective own. And so it's not just one of ours, but belongs to nous tous, all of us.
I guess you could say we're sharing it.
Oh, well, that sounds much better. So he is he is going to do a little bit of research. You guys made a bunch of rolls and did a bunch of role playing with him last session. So I'm not gonna basically force you to do it all again to get a little bit more information. So he gets on his computer and he kind of like begins kind of like going through like various records and everything. And after a little while, probably about 5 or 10 minutes of a search, which is probably painful for Evie as he hunts and pecks his keyboard.
Yeah, I'm just standing next to him. I'm like, if you just place your hands on the keyboard like this, and
no,
just
it's much faster this way.
I assure you, your method is extremely slow. Here, let me just show you. You place your hands, home row keys. I don't know if they taught you that in school.
He's got an onion skin cover over the keyboard, so it makes it really uncomfortable to touch.
Oh, those are the worst.
What's an onion skin cover?
So a lot of schools, at least whenever I was growing up, probably still, would put plastic covers over the keyboards, and they never aligned right with, like, they were supposed to be deep enough for the keys, but they never aligned right, and so it would always slip and slide and be weird. Google it. I'm sure nothing dirty will come up. So
yeah, just Google keyboard condom. That's
that'll do it. That'll do it. So yeah. So he says that they're okay. So I've done a little bit of research, and it turns out that there was a recent auction where 2 of the 4 books of the Picatrix that you have right here was auctioned off. Both were purchased by the same agent, and it was an agent of the Middleton estate.
Does that ring any bells?
Well, that was where you guys started the whole campaign.
Okay.
So,
and obviously, somehow
really
a crab
stop to get
demon
clues.
got a hold of one of the books of the Picatrix, when it should just be on the estate of, like, it should have just been like somewhere on the property of the senator's house that we were all at.
What, the second book?
Yeah, like both of them. They probably just should have been somewhere like safe.
Yep.
Should have been, but wasn't.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Dr. Gupta says, if you'll excuse me, I need to tend to something. And he goes kind of back into his office, and you hear a filing cabinet open. Excuse me. And he comes out a moment later, and he has a manila folder. It's a little bit yellow, a little bit yellowed with age. He pulls it out and he flips it open, and there you see some mimeographs of some like old school like Xerox copies of various like book pages. And he goes, the more that we talk, the more that I thought maybe that I've seen something like this before. I've seen a lot of books, like this is what I do. I own the bookstore and all that.
I was just about to say you do own a bookstore, so I would hope that you've seen a lot of books.
Yes, I have. And I've read most of them as well. So here's the thing. It turns out that about 10 years ago, I did an evaluation for insurance purposes of another book in a series of the Picatrix. And he kind of like flips open some notes. There are a couple of Polaroids that are pictures of a book that looks very similar to the book that you have. And he kind of flips through the paperwork. He goes, it was for the Wraith family.
Wraith.
Yes.
Okay.
No W, starts with an R.
Oh, Wraith,
okay.
like the vampire. Yeah.
Like the vampire family. Yes.
Yeah. They're one of the
don't
White
know
Court vampires, right?
That is correct.
They're the White Court vampires.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess
So-
depending on at what point in timeline this takes place.
This is before Chichen Itza, because if you recall, Evie
That's right.
is red court infected.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I did not call it chicken pizza like I usually do
Whatever.
in my head when I read the book.
Whatever that means.
Chicken pizza.
Yeah. So let's see. He tells you. Yeah, he doesn't tell you anything. You guys just, as far as like knowing the Wraith family, your characters. I assume that you guys have all heard, except for Michelle. Michelle and Ravi probably don't know this, but Evie and Hux probably do, that the Wraith family is a powerful family in DC, and they're not to be crossed lightly. So, whether or not you guys know that they're White Court vampires, I don't know. Like, Evie, that would be something that you would have to uncover with some checks and some rolls. Hux being an operative for the Discarded, I think you could probably find out a little bit more about them. But I'm going to leave it to that. So, let's see. Vineet. Did we determine if Vineet knows that Ravi is Knight of the Lotus?
We did not determine that. We didn't determine how much he knows. He knows that I'm involved in some supernatural stuff, kind of, but I don't think he knows the depths to which it is. Again, the Knights aren't like a super well-known thing outside of like occult circles anyway, right?
Yeah. Okay. So he's gonna look at Evie, and he makes like direct eye contact whenever he tells you this, and he says that just so that you and your friends are aware that these books have no value as spell books. The rituals contained within have no power. They've been written and rewritten too many times. There are like mass printed volumes, which basically robs the rituals of their power. And so if part of the reason why you and your friends are sharing this one book that's not stolen is to use this to gain power, you're not going to succeed at that.
Well, I mean, that's good to know, I guess, but then why would somebody want this? Just a collector's item?
Well, definitely as a collector's item. I mean, the value that I placed the book at originally for the Wraiths about 10 years ago was about $15,000. So, I'm sorry. I'd probably make it more like $50,000.
I'd say 15,000 to Wraith is just a pocket change.
Yeah, so I'm going to say like $50,000, which is still like not a whole lot of cash, but for a book, that's pretty big.
It sounds like a whole lot of cash to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure that like, if this book, if I were to compare this book to the auction report, and if it were different, then I could find you a buyer. If it matches, then I think maybe I just don't check that. But it doesn't seem like you're here to sell. I don't know what this could be used for outside of a collector's item.
Well, who did you say that the books got bought by?
The books got bought by an agent of the Middleton estate.
Middleton, okay.
Yes.
Well, if they belong to the Middleton estate, then I guess we should probably find a way to discreetly get it back to them.
You think they would pay us for it, or?
Well, if there's a reward out, and as I say that, I open up my laptop and I start Google searching to see if there are any articles or anything out about rewards for the return of the book, or what happened that night and stuff like that, because it's been a little bit. There might have been reports about it, and we haven't really had time to check on that kind of thing. So,
sure. So I'm going to say that's an overcome roll of 2.
Okay.
For you to kind of check into that, because you're checking couple of things. So yeah, go ahead and give that a roll. What approach are you going to use?
I would imagine intellect.
Yeah, that seems to make sense to me. I just like to ask. I didn't know if you were doing it hastily.
Let's see if
Or you could do it
works.
with flair to show him how to type on the keyboard.
Oh no, that's okay.
Nice.
I
Oh,
guess I
dang.
got a 6.
Oh, that is success with style.
That's huge.
That is that's pretty darn good. So let's see. So there is.
I impress him with my typing skills.
Yes, indeed you do. In fact, I'm going to say that the with style portion of what I'm about to tell you, you actually managed to win Dr. Vineet Gupta over. Like with
Hey, maybe he
like,
won't be so mad at me anymore.
there you go. And in talking to him and like managing all of that, he's actually pretty happy and impressed. You seem to be a very competent person. And
I refer to him as Dr. Gupta rather than as just Vineet or Mr. Gupta.
Okay.
So that try to win him over.
Sure. So, so you check out various like message groups in the DC area that are like police scanner like trackers. You check, you have like a couple of your buddies in the truth. Kind of do a little bit of a search of less public information, maybe like the local police department, and you find that the incident has not been reported by the Middletons.
Interesting.
So, like, flat out nothing. Nothing has been reported by the Middletons.
Not even any stories of like some crazy crab demon got out from all the people who were at the party?
No.
Has anybody gone missing in the past day and a half?
That's a different question. So, but there's nothing in the nothing in the social mags about the party being like disrupted, anything like that. It's all like completely like not available.
You mean swept under the rug is what you mean?
Yes.
Pretty big rug. It's a pretty big bug.
If I can ask that, has anybody gone missing in the past day and a half question, I will. But if I can't, then that's fine.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Like, I mean, probably DC's got a lot of crime, but like you need to kind of pressure it down just a little bit more.
Yeah, like people from that party. If I can't do it right now, that's fine. But like I think it'll be something that I'm like casually keeping an eye out for if anybody who was at that party went missing.
Sure. I'm writing that down. All right. So yeah, no, you don't get as part of your role. You don't get an answer to that. You do a cursory check of that, and no one's initially turning up missing. But you also like you don't have time to go through everybody because because at this point Ravi gets off of the phone.
Yay, I'm off the phone, everybody.
Did you have a good chat with your mom, Ravi?
No, it was an awful chat. Thank you, Evie.
You know, that kind of surprises me from what Dr. Gupta was saying. Your mother sounds like a very lovely woman.
A very lovely woman who wants to keep me on the phone for the next 4 hours, and I feel overcome with guilt and having to hang up. But there's evil afoot.
You know,
Well,
you could
sometimes. Sorry, go ahead.
you could always just call her more, and then you'll find she'd call you less. I mean, I would call my mom more, and if you want, I can call your mom.
You're more than welcome to call my mom. She'll probably invite you over for dinner.
Sweet, I love Indian food.
All the way back in Chicago.
It's not that far.
Who doesn't love Indian?
Wait, you're saying you haven't flown your
the
poor
best.
mother out here to see Washington, D.C.?
Hux, the point of me being out here is to get away from my family for a little bit.
Oh, shameful. Shameful. Anyway, I actually have one question for the, because it came up about the book. I am just a simple jack of all trades. So you said something about if the ritual is written down, a lot of times it loses power.
Yes.
Sorry,
That
I
was
meant
what
I was
said.
looking at Dr. Gupta, yeah.
Uh,
So like if like I have a ritual to summon, the dead, but it gets written 100,000 times, it loses its magic.
So part of the potency of ritual magic is how personal it is. So what that means is that if you have formulated a ritual that works to the ends that you're looking to do, if you share that with others, it starts to dilute its power. So if in the instance of like this book, when this book was originally written, the rituals that were in it were incredibly potent. But then it began to be copied into Latin, and then from there it was copied into Spanish. And these various books reduced the potency somewhat, but because they were handwritten, they did not like have a significant impact. It's sort of like having 2 bars instead of 4 bars on your cell phone.
Okay.
And so what happens is once the Gutenberg press came around, books like this that had potent magics were replicated over and over again without an understanding that it would dilute their power. And so as a result, there eventually became so many that they were powerless. At one point, the rituals worked, but now they do not. So new rituals are required.
So what if if I was a rich, billionaire, family with access to a lot of money, what if I bought all copies of that ritual and then I just destroyed them, leaving only one book?
Well, given that there are lots of reproductions, they would have to destroy enough reproduct. You know what? I don't know the answer to that question because I don't know that it's been reversed. Not in anything that I've read, but honestly, I'm not. I don't run in those circles, so there may be people out there with that answer. But I can tell you that if someone were to collect up all 4, they could possibly be used as a component for a ritual because rituals require components towards the ends that they're trying to go towards. So like, for instance, if someone were trying to do a powerful divination, having all 4 copies of the Picatrix, which is one of the big things is divination, then they would be able to possibly use that as a component for their new ritual that they have.
Okay, so either they're going to use all 4 of these in some new spell, or to whatever they're trying to look into the future for, or the only other theory that I've got is that are we sure that this is the exact same copy as all the other ripoffs out there?
Well, the ripoffs are just reproductions.
Well, like, I know, but what if in the process of making reproduction they moved a comma or they had a dangling participle? Sorry, I'm a liberal arts major. Just saying, what if when they
don't like participles dangling like that?
What if the reproductions are wrong and this is the real deal?
Well, that would be dramatically different.
Because
I tell you what, if you're willing to pay for my time, I would be happy. He kind of swings the monitor around and shows you the Barnes and Noble listing for the Picatrix. He said, if you're interested, I could surely order this book for you, and then you can pay for my time to compare and contrast. As I'm able to read the Arabic in this book because I've done my appropriate studies. And he looks at Ravi.
I did my best.
So, Ravi, you say that you do not speak Arabic.
No, why? I don't. Do you speak Arabic? I mean, is that a commonly spoken language in Washington, D.C.? Not here. For me, I don't speak Arabic, no.
Well, Arabic is a very commonly spoken language across the world,
Yeah. Well,
Sure,
then I
but
guess
I grew up in Chicago, not across the world.
I guess because you can't speak Arabic, you're just going to be the one that has to pay your uncle for his time.
He's not really my uncle, but that's neither here nor there.
From what I understand, he's not your uncle yet. You are indeed betrothed to his niece. That makes you practically family.
I don't know about all that. Let's just focus on the mission.
Okay, we'll focus on the mission. And I turn to Dr. Gupta and say, he will reimburse you for your time. So if you could just go ahead and begin the research to see if this is in fact the original one.
He enters in the amount of the book into the register and puts his hand out to Ravi for a credit card or cash.
I mean, I don't have much of an option. There's not much on there, but whatever.
Ravi,
Hux
it's okay.
is a horrible, horrible human being.
What? What? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
It's okay, John. I know what I'm talking about.
So he orders the book. He charges Ravi's card, and that's it. He'll tell you, the book should. Ravi. He kind of swings the monitor back around again. He's like,
yes.
He points at the shipping options, and he's like, which one do you prefer?
I mean, we need it now.
He clicks on next day.
So I guess I'm paying for this.
But
well,
at least you are getting the miles for it, yes? For your airline trip back home to Chicago?
No, I drove in the van. I've never even been on an airplane.
Okay, then you'll just fly your mother out here.
Obviously, you're using the wrong credit card because you should be getting bonuses for your purchases.
Is the Earl King's Huntmaster giving us a promotion for United Airlines?
You didn't know that the Earl King owns a credit line. You didn't know that? He owns his own credit company.
Yep.
I've had
Even
a busy
they
day
have to
hunting
make
the
a living.
direwolves of the Goliath Mountains, but at least I get to enjoy a sunny trip to Hawaii thanks to American Express.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
So much free advertising tonight.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any real sponsors, so we have to make them up. Can I talk about for a moment how much I love Snickers? Snickers satisfies.
Can I talk about how delicious this Coke Zero is? It's the same great taste.
You guys disgust me. You just disgust me with your advertising.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't know. That Arizona tea is good. Anyway, sure. We'll pay for next day shipping. Let's get it down here. But that's it. That's really all we can do for now, right? We should go back to the scene of the crime. We never even went back. First of all, we never went back to make sure everybody was okay, which is not something I normally do. Normally, I like to go make sure that people are okay. We didn't. We just hightailed it out of there.
Well, I mean, one of us was hurt, me, and
it was big and blue, and we were by ourselves at the time. We did not know each other.
Also, should we be talking in front? Should we be discussing this in front of Dr. Gupta? Because he's busy.
Je pense que c'est pas une bonne idée. Allons-y.
I have nothing to do.
Are we leaving the big tricks with him?
We're not bringing Dr. Gupta with us. No.
Do
we need to
Mallory
leave it?
asked a good question. Do you guys leave the book with him?
Do we need to for any reason?
Well, he's going to be comparing and contrasting it against the English translation that he ordered.
Does he have a copy machine, or is there a Kinko's nearby?
Not for a book this old. I mean,
we'll just break the binding of a centuries-old book.
As a player, that's painful to hear.
No, we're not breaking the binding. I just worry about leaving it here with him because there are obviously people after it. So
I have problems breaking the binding on my PDFs.
That's a lot easier of a decision.
I think it would be too dangerous for leaving it here with him. He does not know what is after it.
Then how is he going to study it?
When the new one shows up, we will go and deliver it and spend some time maybe drinking more of that coffee you love so much.
I don't drink any coffee. I drink
No,
tea.
not you,
Just tea.
Javi.
Evie drinks tea. Oh, no, I don't. Hux is the one that drinks coffee all the time. I like their smoothies, man. That's what I'm all about. Nice breakfast smoothie. Nothing
Have
beats that.
Have we all been going to Dunkin' Donuts just because it's like, no, clearly, like, Michelle loves it. I don't like it.
It was the closest thing at first, and now we just assume everybody else.
It's just
like their
convenient.
favorite.
There's one right on the way by the library, okay?
It's within walking distance. And since only one of us has a vehicle, it just makes sense, right?
That's true.
It's closer than
You guys are
Starbucks.
lucky. You guys are lucky that my mom gave me this van.
You're lucky your mom lent you her van.
No, she gave it to me. It's mine. It's
So-
my van now.
So we're gonna just head on out then.
I
Sounds
suppose
like it.
So.
So, so you guys have had a long day. You guys have accomplished a lot in this particular day. You guys kind of like
yeah, it's
had
been
the
a long
hospital
day.
fight. Then you decided to go and check out the books and all this stuff. So
Yeah.
you've had a
We should probably
particularly long
sleep
day.
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure we've been
Yeah.
up for like 48 hours at this point.
Yeah, you guys, no amount of Dunkin' Donuts tea or coffee will keep you going at this point. So, so where does everybody head to rest and recuperate before you guys get back together in the morning?
I mean,
Or
do we need to stick
whatever.
together?
The book will be safe
Should
with
we
me if you like.
Would it be?
I-
What if somebody comes for it in the middle of the night, though? Like, what if the legs come back?
I
If
don't
the
think
legs
were
can
looking
find
for
me in the
book.
library, I will be shocked.
Or worst, yeah. What if the legs and the head have reconnected?
I think it takes longer
just-
than like 12
I'm just
hours.
saying there are evil things out there looking for this book.
I'll be fine with the book.
My question is Evie the type to open up her home to practical strangers to let them crash, or is it more like a get the hell out, we'll see you on sunrise?
I'll
Well,
see
I
you
will-
in the morning.
Well, we wanted the library headquarters to be like the group headquarters during character creation.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, Evie might not like it, but the characters
Why?
probably could stay there too.
I feel like
Well,
it has
if
to be
Evie doesn't
earned.
want
It
to,
also
yeah,
has to
we
be
can work
earned.
toward it.
I like the idea of earning that in the story.
Okay.
Like, you know,
There's only one bed right now.
There also might
Just
just
you
for
know
be
me.
what?
there also might just be a case later on for it's like no, you can stay like in like the public area. I think the three of you could split a couch.
No, I think we'll work to. I think that will earn it.
Come on, y'all,
So to
let's build bunk beds.
earn Evie's trust, and yeah, we'll get some furniture in there eventually, and make it, maybe some hammocks or whatever.
Haven't you ever
bunk
seen
beds.
Ruby? They made it work.
I hand each of them like a small index card. It has a number printed on it for a burner phone that I have. When everybody's rested, just give me a call. I'll let you in. But does that sound fine?
Yeah, it sounds fine.
I mean, it's fine. We'll see.
All right. So, where does everybody live?
Yes, I would imagine you're not all homeless like me.
Yeah,
Probably
it
have
doesn't have to be
somewhere
a
to
long
sleep.
explanation, but I just want to like paint me a picture. Paint me a word
homeless.
picture about
I'm
where you live.
a student, so I
Winchester
live in
Motel.
student housing.
That
what
paint a
year
picture for you there?
Yeah, Winchester Hotel. That tells me everything I need to know. Same set, different wallpaper.
Magic fingers.
Yes. So, Ravi, what year college student are you? Like freshman or sophomore if you're in student housing, or is it student apartments?
Like student apartments is what I was thinking.
Okay, so probably like junior or senior.
Like I'll get around to it when I get around to it. Is what year in school Ravi is.
Oh, okay. You're
He's like a couple credits here, couple credits there.
So he's like
Meanwhile, I
an
have
eighth
to
year
fight-
senior.
Meanwhile, I have to fight all these monsters. It's hard to keep like a college schedule when you have to just go wherever Vishnu calls you and be where he needs you to be randomly. So yeah, it's kind of hard to like that excuse for missing class doesn't hold up.
So basically, he's like, the Indian Van Wilder. Is that what you're getting at?
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, he's an 8th year senior.
Except probably not as cool as Van Wilder was.
Oh, don't worry, we know.
Yeah, definitely not as cool.
Definitely.
Thanks, guys.
So, Ravi, I got a question for you.
No, you can't stay with me.
What? That was okay. That's just rude. That wasn't what I was going to ask.
You can sleep in the van. What were you going to
Okay.
ask?
No, that's great. I'll stay in the van. We got to keep the van safe.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, got to keep that van safe.
What was your question?
Oh, no, never mind. You was just going to ask if you had a couch, for a friend, a friend who's fought by your side and helped you defeat giant vampire creatures. And
Wait, didn't we just meet like 24 hours ago?
And that's been the greatest 24 hours of our lives, don't you think?
No, it hasn't been.
Well, no, if you don't want to, let me, sleep on your couch. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I'll stay in your van.
All right, good. We're all settled then. Perfect.
Can I borrow the keys so I can occasionally turn on the heat so it doesn't get too cold?
Fine, you can stay on the couch. There's some blankets.
I don't want to be a bother, but if you insist,
it's not a pullout. It's not a pullout or anything. So I'll have to deal with it.
No, that's great. That's fine.
Awesome. So Michelle, you get to your Winchester hotel. You open up the door. There are a couple of double beds, magic fingers, all that fantastic jazz. In the kind of like rundown hotel motel that you're staying in. And when you flip on the light, you see kind of sitting on the bed, reading a paperback novel, is Olwyn, the gruff militaristic goblin that you've encountered previously. As a reminder, he's an older goblin. He does have like tightly cropped, like military style, gray hair. And he kind of puts his book down and he's like, "Oh, Michelle, I've been waiting for you to get back."
It has been a very busy day. What can I do for you?
Oh, no. It's what you can do for me. Please catch me up on all of your wanderings today. You started off with such interesting friends.
Well, he will break down most events of the evening, kind of glossing over the whole giving birth to a kid thing. Not saying where specifically we went to get the book looked at, and tactfully omitting where the book is currently. So he's getting his fey on.
Yes, that is going to be particularly difficult because this is also a Fae who is also your superior. So I'm going to say that's going to be an overcome roll of 3. And it sounds like you're using Guile.
Most definitely. And since my computer is broken, I'm doing everything on my iPad today. Can you tell me what my Guile is? That +3?
Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. Your Guile, Michelle Guile, is 3. Yes.
And you said this was a difficulty of
3.
Okay.
Yeah. So just go ahead and roll it in the Slack channel, or in the Discord channel.
Oh no!
Oh no, you're short by 2. You can overcome at a cost, or
I'm going to spend a fate point to re-roll that.
On the edge of being worthwhile.
Since I am a novice at everything, that the goblin just thinks that I wasn't paying attention to who has the book. So it's kind of like, oh, he's still learning. He doesn't know exactly what he's doing yet.
Okay, so your roll of 1 is now a re-roll.
Oh.
And you get a 2, which is 1 short of the 3 that you needed.
Did I succeed at a cost?
Let's see. So what would the cost be for this?
Actually, no. I think I'm just going to fail that one because she didn't even let me sleep on her pile of trash in the corner.
So you're gonna basically Olwen's just gonna be like, nope. Okay, so the name of the place was, and getting all of the details. So basically, the whole details of your day, you share with Olwen. Like you try and do like a little bit of a dance, but it doesn't work out. He manages to get it out of you, and he's just like, that's mighty interesting indeed that you've found such an interesting old book. The old man's right.
It is not really that interesting. It's more old than interesting at this point. There are literally a million de copy out in the world.
This is true, but it was still in the hands of that blue crab thing that you told me about.
More by pincers than hands. That was my Harry Potter impersonation.
So he says, so Michel, let's take a little bit of a walk. And he walks you back to the bathroom of all places. And he pulls the stopper up on the sink, the nasty sink, and begins, flips both of the dials, and water starts pouring into the sink. And he goes, I've got some more questions for you. And the sink kind of fills up, nearly to the overflow, and he shuts off the water. He takes out a leaf that's not unlike the leaf that he gave to Hux, and he places it in the water. When he does so, the top surface of the water becomes a little bit of like a scrying window. And you can see in it, you see Hux going like, oh, well, I can totally sleep in the van. That's fine. You can give me the keys. And then you see Ravi in the same scene going like, no, you can sleep on my couch. It's fine. Here's a couple of blankets. Olwen goes, tell me, so this Hux guy, tell me more about him. He seems like he might be a good recruit.
He is a little unpredictable and doesn't play well with others. So I don't think that he would be very good as a recruit at this moment. Maybe if you give me some time with him, I can, how do you say, mold him into someone who could be useful. But right now, he's not worth it.
Oh.
So I'm going to offer you a fate point, Christopher, on Shinobi for the Earl King's interests. So this is part of the compel. If you pay it off, obviously it's not going to happen. But Olwen produces a vial, maybe about like yay big, like a cube that's maybe like 2 inches on a side. But not a cube, more like a vial. He produces it, and he's like, well, I'm really interested in his lineage. So what I'd really like it is if you could fill this with his blood, so that we might do some rituals to determine his family history. So that's the compel. You have to get a vial of blood from Hux, by hook or crook.
As a player, I'm going through all the different ways that this could turn out with Red Court infected in the party.
I have a very good handle on my urges.
For now, but as soon as I start taking blood from him, you might decide to use that as an opportunity just to snap.
Oh, yeah, because a woman encountering any source of blood just, makes her want to drink it, right?
Well, no, but as a Red Court infected, it would make story sense to cause some drama.
Well played.
I won't lie, I've got the compel ready.
Oh, come on.
It's such an obvious compel, though. I can think of something better. So
sometimes
Michel,
the obvious is what the audience wants.
Yeah. So, Christopher, do you accept a fate point?
Tentatively, he reaches out his hand, stops, reaches, and his hand closes around the vial.
All right.
I need that fate point back.
On.
I'm sorry.
All right, I'm going to circle that compel that I had written down there.
I almost want to make it really easy for you. Be like, can I have a vial of your blood? Yeah, sure.
Oh, and hey, that might be part of it. That's fine. All right. So everybody gets a good night's rest, unless there was something that they wanted to do whenever they were alone. Otherwise, you can all meet up at whatever your appointed time is. I don't know, 11 a.m., 9 a.m., 6 a.m.
I just gave them the phone number for a burner phone for them to call whenever they wanted to get in the morning. And as long as it isn't unreasonable, I will let them in.
Well, I'm assuming that Michelle would be up somewhere around dawn.
Good for him. He's going to have to wait.
He's just going to be sitting in the lobby of the library waiting.
Reasonable
that's a
for
little early.
reasonable for Evie is about 11 a.m.
That's good for Ravi.
So as soon as people start, whoever is the first one to or the second one to arrive, Michelle will accompany them in.
I don't know. Whenever Ravi arrives, I'm with him. But you're gonna notice that I'm probably gonna smell like his cologne, or at least my breath. My breath is gonna smell like his toothpaste. So
what?
I don't think that Michelle would care to smell y'all's breath.
That just got a little weird.
What? No, just I use your bathroom. I just use these little things. That's all.
Yeah, just put a little toothpaste on the finger. Did a little.
Oh, I'm not a savage.
Oh, you used his toothbrush?
No, I wouldn't be. I would do just enough to make him think I use his toothbrush. Like I'll even get it wet under the tap, but I wouldn't use it.
There was 2 weeks when my wife bought new toothbrushes, and we were both using the same toothbrush and didn't know it.
I've done that before.
Yeah,
You've
we
used
both in the
Randy's toothbrush without knowing it?
Yeah,
no.
I mean, John and I are close. We're good friends.
No, there's that realization of no, the blue one was mine. No, the green one was yours. The old green one was mine.
All right, so
Painful memories.
does anyone stop for Dunkin' Donuts on the way to meeting up?
Ravi, can we get Dunkin' Donuts? Ravi, can we get Dunkin' Donuts?
I think Michelle would probably hit the local equivalent of Starbucks, but not actually Starbucks because
You got to go into a hipster shop.
well, he doesn't know any better, and so I can just imagine a comedy of errors with his French accent and not understanding what's going on, and kind of a scene from Mr. Bean.
Yeah, the hipster shop would think it was cool.
Or like the French soldiers in Godzilla. You call this French roast. I call this America.
I don't know what you're talking about, but sure.
You've never seen the 90s?
No.
So what does Ravi and Hux pick up from Dunkin' Donuts? Our Dunkin' Donut trips are very important to the show.
I think that depends on Ravi, if Ravi actually stops.
I'm getting real donuts, not just donut holes.
Not just, but you are getting donut holes.
Sure, I'll get some donut holes, but I'm getting real donuts too.
All right.
I'll actually
Michelle
spring
will
for
eat
the
the fake
donuts
ones.
this time, where you see that Hux very uncharacteristically actually pays for it with real money.
Is it your money?
It is. I mean, it's probably stolen from somewhere else, but
Okay, but you didn't
real
like.
money that he found in Ravi's apartment.
Oh, no.
That's what I was
did
wondering.
You dig
I
that out of
just
my
left
couch?
it laying around.
Hux, no,
So it's my fault.
wait, but I didn't. No, this was actually my money.
Okay, just making sure.
That got
All
awkward.
All right, so you guys all meet up. Everybody has their appropriate tasty treats. I just wanted to make sure, everybody got their donut holes and whatnot. And cake donuts, not sugar donuts, because sugar donuts are the devil.
They are.
Sugar donuts are the best.
They are the devil.
The devil.
So you guys all meet up. What would you guys like to do? You guys managed to go through the, what was the reference section that you guys are hiding behind? Ethics.
Political ethics.
Political
Yes.
ethics.
You guys go to the political ethics section. Evie opens up the secret door when no one is watching, and you guys enter into her lair. As a reminder, this area it has a bed, it has a computer, a very nice looking computer, a couple of monitors, a desk that's serviceable. And there is, as you remember, there is a second room that is large and spacious if it were emptied of all of the storage trash that was in it.
I think there was a third room as well, but I think it's just like
Bathroom.
Okay, yeah. That's it.
Oh,
no,
you
there's
guys
a
have to
bathroom.
leave for the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, we
I
can.
mean, it might
fix-
be like
well,
a slop sink or something.
There was a third room. I just can't remember what was in it right now.
It's all right.
Essentially-
Well,
Is that the
Fortunately,
junk
we
room?
record these, so
Yeah, I know. We could just go
Well-
back and check.
Well, was that the junk room? The room that like we thought was haunted, but really was just really full of junk?
Yes,
no, the
except
place
I
is
think
actually
it's really
haunted.
haunted. Yes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's not plot that's come up yet. We determined it's haunted, but that's not plot yet.
Haunted rec room.
Rot-row.
Zoinks!
All right, so you guys have the pick a tricks. You guys are in the library. What do you guys want to do next? You guys have a couple of different options, as well as like whatever the heck you guys would like to do.
All right, so
we need to go check the house out. Sorry.
that was what I was going to recommend. Actually, I mean, I imagine we're all sitting in a circle, like eating our food, and it's like, well, no, I agree. We should go and check out that house.
Ça, c'est une bonne idée. Il faut y aller.
Yes, that's bully day.
It is a good idea. We should go.
You
I know.
All of us
Merde
speak
alors.
English. You might want to also just speak English, since you can also speak English.
I try, but it is not always the easiest thing for me. I did not. J'ai pas étudié au lycée. I did not study it in school. I thought that it would be better to study German, which obviously is not helping at this moment.
Not really, no.
Doesn't Evie have those Google earbuds that just automatically translate everything she hears anyway?
I do, but
No,
I don't
because-
have them in right now.
But wait a minute. Evie is also a broke ink addict. I don't know if she necessarily could afford those.
Oh, I didn't say
Well,
anything about affording them, Randy.
Translation software on the laptop microphone for sure. But brand new
Well, I mean,
gadgets.
because I bought them with my
Oh,
8 point last time. So
you are correct. I'm wrong.
Again, by bought, she means they fell off the back of the truck.
I think
There was
Hux had
a-
a hand in it.
There was a logistics error that was maybe caused by a computer glitch that nobody really knows
Yeah,
what caused it.
very, very
And they got
mysterious.
they got shipped. They got shipped right to the library. Nobody really knows why.
Yeah, it was very confusing, all around. Very mysterious. Gotta say.
So we're going to the mansion.
I believe so.
Well,
Wherever Ravi decides to drive us is where we're gonna end up.
I
Hey, Randy.
mean,
I'm not just gonna like pull up to the mansion like, hey everybody.
well, before we go to the Middleton Estate, we should probably drop off the Picatrix to Dr. Gupta, mostly because I'm sure since it was next day delivery, we all know how reliable the U.S. postal system is. The book to compare it to would have arrived by now, so we should make a quick pit stop there and say hello to your lovely soon-to-be uncle-in-law.
And give him
Remember
some donuts. Everyone
Nobody
loves
is
the
saying-
donuts.
Not soon to be.
Wait, you're
Things-
having cold feet?
There's no cold feet. You know what, Hux?
You're
If your
engaged.
feet are cold, I
That's
have
what's
some
soon
of
to
those
be.
We're not engaged.
warmers
We're
for
not
you.
engaged. There's no engagement. There's no engagement.
So you're just
None.
in
So
an
I think it's time-
arrangement, but not actually.
All right. Well, I don't want to drive right to the house. I don't want to I'm not gonna pull into the driveway. We should.
No,
park,
that would be a very bad idea.
We should park
Also-
down the street.
Also, if we're going back to this house, if we're doing any sort of work on the inside of the house, I may need you guys to do a distraction.
Well, I have an in. I have an easy in. I was working. I mean, I took a job working here the other night. That's why
Well,
I was here. So it's easy for me to say I left something behind.
Well, the thing is, and you guys are just going to laugh when you hear this. I was also working at that mansion that night. So as I was,
Working on stealing things.
no.
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
was.
Yes.
And I kind of got caught because mysteriously, like all the security systems went nuts inside this place. Even like the windows got barred. It was weird. I don't know why their computer system just acted just bonkers. But no, they may recognize me there.
Well, you are a thief. I'm sure you're good with disguises and that sort of thing.
I am not a thief. That is just a generalization of my unique skill set.
My records show otherwise, but you can call yourself
Otherwise.
whatever you'd like.
What? No. But no. I mean, if you want, I can stop by my place and I could just grab a couple of like useful sort of disguise-like things. Or
Then why did you sleep at Ravi's place?
Hey, yeah, right. Wait, you have a place?
Okay, I don't see what that's relevant.
What?
We bonded, so I.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
come on! You were showing me photos of back home and like all those cool pictures on your computer, and
That wasn't happening.
oh, you were asleep. But no, I could just we'll stop by my place. I could pick up disguises, or I could just try to sneak in.
I think disguises is probably the smart way to go.
Okay. Then what is I've got like a janitor's outfit, but that's well, I guess you want to have a janitor. I might not have a really good disguise yet, but I could just keep an eye out on the outside too. Also like if you guys go in there, I could just like be the outside man too.
I mean, I could do some looking. Their security system was tripped. There is a chance that you could be the inspector for their security system. See if they need an upgrade.
That works too.
See what they use and them.
I just can't be seen by the senator's wife if she's there. Or
I'm sure you'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. We're good. We've got this.
The wife, huh? Hux, what did you do?
I told you I got caught because the security system just went. I wasn't even touching the security system.
You got caught with the wife?
No. Look, I may not respect like people's personal boundaries when it comes to their stuff, but I respect their personal boundaries when it comes to relationships. Something you're going to have to keep in mind soon, Ravi.
Yeah, no.
You'll steal their stuff, but not their heart.
Strangely, the latter's never been difficult for me.
You don't have to steal what is given freely.
See? He gets it. He gets it. Ravi, take a page out of his book.
Regardless, while we're on our way there, I can keep checking to see if there are any missing persons from the party the night of. So,
all right,
sure.
Sounds like we got a plan.
So
Excellent.
I'm actually going to offer Evie a compel.
oh boy.
Whatever your plan is going to involve, Evie, you are going to, Evie, you are obsessed with making sure that like no one went missing. Like you mentioned it a couple of times. I'm compelling never stops digging.
Yeah.
You're going to try and get the guest list for the party. So you're going to have to like somewhere in the house, there's a guest list for this party and you need to have it so that you can make sure that everybody is okay. So this is part of your obsession of never stop digging. Would you like that compel or do you want to pay it off?
No, that's fine.
Okay. It seems in line with what you're probably going to do anyway. So I've given you a fate point. You are now up to 4 fate points.
Yay.
I love giving
big money.
Yep. I love giving compels, but man, I got to give you guys something to roll on. So Robbie, you drive the van by the down the road of the estate. You see that there are a couple of construction vehicles or contractor vehicles, a couple of like big Dodge Rams. They've got like lots of tools and things like that. They've got some sundries in the back for doing repairs. And as you guys kind of drive by, you see that you can't really see beyond the fence because everything's kind of obstructed. But you do see the construction vehicles kind of parked on your side of the fence. So obviously there's some construction going on to repair the damage that happened very recently.
Interesting. So what's the plan?
Sorry about that.
That's a great plan.
I mean, my plan is that you guys walk in through the front gate, and
I mean, I'm gonna go up.
Capture you.
I'll go talk to them. I mean, I have reason. Is the party was last night, right? Like it's only been about 24 hours. Or has it been a little longer than that?
I think that you guys had 1 night of rest, 2 nights of rest.
2 nights of rest.
Party.
So it was 2 days ago.
So
still, I have reason to be here, kind of.
And Michel was able to find his own way in, 2 nights ago, so he shouldn't have any problem sneaking in now.
That's also true.
Yeah, same with Evie.
I think sneaking in is not the problem. Sneaking out can be the problem.
Yeah.
If I recall, that security system could be a bit of a pain.
So Michelle being able to you've got okay. So just to kind of recap, Ravi, you're going to basically walk up and ring the buzzer saying like, I worked here a couple of nights ago. Let me in. Cause I left.
Basically.
Yeah.
I want to gauge their reaction.
Mm-hmm. Michelle, you're going to, it's daytime as opposed to nighttime now. So your path in is going to be a lot more difficult because it is a little bit more open. You don't have the cover of darkness helping you. Evie, you can tell me, Mallory, how you think Evie got in, but my thought is that it was more social engineering, like managed to like sneak in as a wait staff.
I would imagine it was probably something like that.
So obviously you've got to come up with a little bit of a different plan now because there's no wait staff.
Yeah.
Hux, you are a burglar. So I would imagine that you could manage to stealth your way in as well. So so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Michelle, and then move on to Hux, and then Ravi, and then Evie. So Mallory, you've got some time to think about how you want to get in, unless you were planning on going in with Ravi or one of the other two.
If I can work my way in with one of the other two, I feel like that would be better rather than just trying to get in on my own, because we already have 2 people trying to get into this estate. A third might be like, what the F? Why are there so many of these random people just coming up to our door?
World's worst ninjas.
Yeah, really. So I think what I'm going to try to do is go in with Ravi and say that I was also on that same wait staff that he was on.
You could do that. You could also say that you're one of Ravi's friends and you just accompanied him.
That's true.
Sure, yeah, I can
we'll
do that
figure
too.
it out. Yeah, come on, let's go.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege to be Ravi's friend. I would know.
No, also while we're alone walking up to the house, I want to apologize for Dr. Gupta's strange behavior. That whole thing was super weird for me.
It was definitely awkward at first, but he seems like a very nice man.
And
I would be happy to have him.
Me.
I would be happy to have him as my soon-to-be uncle.
I'd be happy to have him as my uncle too. I just wouldn't be happy to have his niece as my wife. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there.
Do you really just not like this person that you're supposed to be marrying? I don't understand. Like, why can't you just say, I don't want to do this?
We've only met once. We've only met once before. So, it's not... Maybe more than once. I don't know. I don't know her very well. Anyway,
you can't really judge a person too much by just meeting them only once. It takes more than that.
Yeah,
you should try to see the good in her.
But my mom you don't understand. You come from a different style of culture. Anyway, up to the house. I just wanted to open that dialogue.
All right,
I imagine that at some point, we'll talk more about it, but yeah, I don't want to be shoved into a marriage, right? I don't want to be pushed by my parents into a marriage. I want to marry for love. Isn't that a thing people still do?
Well, it can be, but it's not always what happens.
No, see, Michelle knows. All right, well, I'm going to knock on the door. I assume that Hux and Michelle are like, I don't see them creeping, like climbing over the fence. Like, They're ninja mode.
Well, you press the buzzer to contact the people inside the house. We cut to Michelle. Michelle, tell me how you're trying to get into the house, and then we'll probably make a dice roll.
Excellent. I like dice rolls. Clitter clatter. So the way that he got in last time was a large tree that overlooked the fence, and he was able to do a magically assisted jump to close the distance. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to work this time because of the construction crew. It would be quite noticeable having a leather-clad ninja jumping, 30, 40 feet across an impossible gulf to land in a really smooth roll and just keep running. So he's going to have to find a different way in. Maybe what type of fencing is it? Is it a stonework? Is it a wooden lattice?
Slatted wooden, like with the alternating slats, so that like you can kind of see at an angle, but not really.
Almost, if you squint.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's just going to, I guess, patrol the perimeter until he finds a place that looks good. I'm assuming there's not a lot of like security cameras posted all over.
I don't know.
Does he notice any while he's casing the joint?
There are indeed some security cameras.
Okay, so he's going to try to find... I'm going to look for a hole in the grid, where there's not coverage.
Or like some tree
maybe
branches have been overgrown and not cut back yet, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. This sounds like you're being very careful. I know careful is not one of the approaches, so it is focus for you.
Focus.
Which is a +1 for you.
Is there any way that I can help him with that? Because this is also my sort of ballywick.
Oh, are you and he going in together?
I thought we were. Are we not? Or
oh, you can?
Yeah.
No, that totally changes things. So, Hux, do you want to so let's see. So let me look at the character sheets here. So,
turns out I don't have focus though. So
no, but how are you approaching getting in? I mean, like he's looking at it from a very careful perspective. How are you examining things?
I'm looking at it from the perspective of, as a thief, how would I catch myself? As in, if I made a blunder, where would my blunder get me caught? So I would think I would be looking at it from guile, where I'm trying to essentially play out in my head how I would trick the system and where the system would trick me.
Okay.
Alternatively, intelligence, because again, like he's got like the hunter's like mindset, where he's thinking of where the traps are. Whereas I just have this is how you catch human prey. This is where if someone screwed up, and this is how they'd screw up.
Sure. So because it's daytime and they're probably on high alert, I'm going to set the difficulty at 4. John Hux can roll his guile and add a +1 to it for assistance from Michelle.
Nice.
So yes.
Cool.
So basically,
we all know my roles though.
What's that?
We all know my roles though. So
well, I mean, right now you've got pretty even odds because you've got a +4 and the difficulty is 4. So that's pretty good.
Oh, how can I screw this up?
Every once in a while.
Hey, look at that, John.
Nice.
See, that's not so bad.
Yeah. So let's see. I have fate points though.
Boo.
I know.
It's time to spend them.
Is it time to spend them? I've got 4 fate points for the scene. And I would have to spend 2 to make that not work.
Spend all of them now so that Michelle and I have just no problems.
Yeah. So, nope, that is success. So, Hux, you kind of like follow along the fence. You lost your blueprints for this place when you were like running from it. But you do remember that you had cut a hole in the fence and a blind spot based on where the cameras were. And you actually kind of come up to where you had previously cut a hole in the fence. It's kind of like a back in a corner, like behind a shed. And you can see that there's like yellow, like caution tape, like X'd over it. And, so you and Michelle are like looking for like all of these sneaky ways. And you're just like, my hole is still here.
And that would it be where we would have been caught, where they would put like a camera, or it's just they forgot to fill in the hole?
Well, no, it's just that they haven't gotten to it yet. So, and the security system, like, moving the cameras, like you'd have to get additional cameras, and it doesn't look like they have yet. So you're able to like reuse your entry point from before.
Okay. And I make sure I don gloves before going through.
Sounds good. All right. So you get in and you have access, just like you did previously. You can climb up like one of those like, why can't I not think of the term for like the little like crisscross thing that people climb up? Not ladders.
Lattice?
Lattice. That's it. Guys can climb up the lattice and get access to the second floor that way, or you can come around the corner and head to the pool where you had that awesome fight. So, which direction do you guys want to go?
I say we go up.
You seem to be on a roll. I'll follow.
Well, I mean, nothing around the pool to me seems like it would give us any information. What do you think?
No, and that is where the construction crew is right now. So we don't want to attract any attention.
Okay. Wait, construction crew at the pool?
That's where most of the damage was done.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just
so that's where they would be. In that they would be in that area. So if we go where they're not, we're less likely to be.
Yeah. No, I agree.
By people.
It just seems peculiar that Randy would mention like there's a construction crew at the pool. It seems like almost something that like he would hang a lantern on. That would just.
I was about to mention it, but Christopher beat me to it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a construction crew there. That's where they're working. All that jazz.
Okay. Then up we go.
All right. So Robbie and Evie, Robbie, you press the little buzzer, and there's a voice goes, "Hello." Hello.
Hi. Hello. So whoever hired us, I don't know, but I'm going to ask to speak with them. I don't as a player know, but Robbie would know. Hi, I need to speak to so-and-so. I was here the other night. They were my supervisor. They hired us to come in and serve food, and I needed to know if they had found something of mine.
And what is your name?
Ravi. Last name that I haven't determined yet.
Oh yeah, we've got your name on the attendant list. Please come in. And there's a buzz, and the gate, like a door on the gate, swings open.
All right. This is my walking motion.
This is my
Awesome.
This is also my walking motion.
Awesome. In no way is it awkward.
Nope. We're all milking cows.
Well, that's how you get butter and cheese.
I'm clearly climbing. I'm.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I approach the house.
Sorry, I'm voguing.
You-
Yeah.
I was running up the wall.
Yes. Michelle basically kind of like 3 steps and is up on the second floor rooftop.
I'm
getting to
Ninja
the
Gaiden,
window.
yo.
Yes. So Robbie and Evie, you guys are walking up the path, out, and the glass door slides open, and one of the largest people that you've ever seen comes out, wearing a rather nice suit, like not Armani nice suit, but relatively nice suit. This is obviously a bodyguard, and he
I
kind of
recognize them from the party.
you do not. this large, and by large I mean kind of like beefy, like wrestler large, like the old school wrestlers, like the ones that you see like actually fighting for the belt that are actually strong, as opposed to the beefy ones with six packs that are just pretty. This guy kind of like comes walking down the path to you and goes, Ravi,
Yes.
please come with me.
That would be me.
You saved me a trip. Thank you very much.
A
You
trip?
might want to send your girlfriend back to the car.
Oh, no.
God.
No, he didn't.
Excuse me,
of
I
all-
was invited here. I don't appreciate just being called his girlfriend. My name is Samantha. Thanks.
Burn.
I mean, that was pretty good. I'm impressed. But first of all,
Well, Samantha,
just because she's a girl doesn't mean she has to go wait in the car. That doesn't even
Exactly.
make sense.
I should be respected.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. I am
I am
equal
woman, and I am
opportunity-
staying here.
I'm an equal opportunity kind of guy, let me tell you. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I meant no disrespect, ma'am. I know that we live in a culture today where women are fighting for equality. I'm a feminist myself. I want to make sure.
Oh,
that you
yes,
know
I'm
that
sure.
This has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the fact that your friend Ravi here has been a little bit of a bad boy, and I have to have a stern talking to with him. So what I'd like you
Is
to
this
do
Ravi's dad?
I was just gonna ask.
for your own
No.
for your own good, you might want to just go on Instagram and enjoy yourself for a little while.
All right.
I don't know if I should be offended by that, but I want to listen.
You should be offended.
You don't
by
know
that.
what
That was
kind of
pretty
ammo this
offensive.
might give me later.
That's
She's
fine,
allowed.
whatever.
Anything you can say to me, you can say to her.
That is fine by me.
Just to look like I'm being distracted, I'm staying in the room and looking on Instagram or
Okay,
whatever.
That's fine.
What you
You're
mean
live
is you're
tweeting
currently
it.
hacking all of their systems from your phone.
He just shrugs and he's like, fine, whatever, no problem. So he kind of puts himself between the two of you and puts his arm around Ravi, and kind of walks Ravi back to the building. Ravi, you come up to this guy's like collarbone. And this guy is like just like,
I'm not
probably
scared of
six-
this guy.
That's fine. He is very physically intimidating. He opens up the glass door, kind of waves you inside, takes you over to a couch. He's like, so Ravi, for Evie, he kind of like waves to a chaise lounge that you can kind of sit on. It's in the same room, but it's off to the side. He goes, Ravi. See, we got
One
a little bit
second.
of a problem. Oh, yeah?
1 second. While this
Okay.
is happening, since I'm looking on Instagram and stuff, what I'm really doing is I'm recording the conversation
Oh,
Or whatever.
or whatever.
Actually, what you're doing, because I compelled you, is excusing yourself to go to the bathroom to try and find that list of people.
Damn it. But I just
That's
expressly
why they
said that
compel.
I needed
you
to be
had
there.
to take the compel.
Man, I just said that I needed to be there. Whatever. Sure, I'll go.
Well, you do need to be here, but you
Yeah.
could also slip out, use the restroom, and come back.
Excuse me, I need to go to the ladies' room. Can you point me to where that is,
Also,
sir?
You could set your phone down and have it recording.
Sure, I could do that.
But do you want to be without your phone?
I have multiple phones now. I don't want to be without my phone.
All right. So
I
you
probably
take your
do have
phone.
multiple phones, but I only have one nice phone that can actually record stuff. The other one is just a burner phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the number I got.
You probably only have one SIM card. So,
Just keep popping it out.
well, no, it would be
right.
2 SIM cards to have the burner. But anyway, so you excuse. He said, "Oh, sure. It's take the stairs up to the second floor, second door on the left. Don't go exploring.
Don't worry, I won't.
Oh, I trust you.
typical man. I just leave.
All right, Robbie, we got a bit of a problem here, buddy. We got a problem. See, we've got footage of what went down here the other night.
Yeah, what did go down here the other night? I see nobody's really seems all that surprised. I was a little surprised.
Well, near as I can tell, Robbie, you started a fight. You or whatever, you or our guest who decided to turn blue.
You think that's even a question? Who started that fight? I was just standing there. If you really have security footage, you will literally see me standing there and somebody punched me through a window out into the yard.
All right, Robbie, you got me. It was pretty funny. I liked it. So anyway.
I don't think I could be blamed for that.
Well, here's the thing. You can. And so we've already reached out to your employer. We've made sure that you've been fired.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. So one of the things that we'd like to do now, the only reason why I'm being really friendly with you right now, Ravi, can we have a moment, Ravi? Just you and me. Can we talk? Can we have a moment, Ravi?
Yeah.
I don't care about this job at all. But what I do care about is the fact that I'm actually on the job. You know what I mean? So like,
no, I do not understand what's happening.
You ever
have
a job that was like just a job, but you did it anyway?
Yeah, all of my jobs.
Well, you're young.
I'm a millennial. I don't even.
You might find a job that you like if you survive the next 24 hours.
All right.
So Ravi, here's what I want to talk to you about, Ravi. You've got something that belongs to my boss. It's a book. It's about yay big.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
and
talking
it's gone
about.
missing. So
that's not why I came here.
I know you left something here. What did you leave?
Well, for one thing, my dignity when a friend of yours punched me through a window.
Whoa, wait a minute. Didn't I just get done telling you that this is a job?
Yeah. So who punched me through the window? I mean, I didn't bring the police back here. So you should actually be a little grateful to me right now.
Oh, Ravi. Go ahead and call the police.
No, I'm not. That's my whole point. Is I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
who punched me through the window? Why were they after this book?
Yeah, but you survived the punch, which tells me that you, Ravi, are a little bit more tougher than I thought you were.
It was a miracle. Now explain to me what's going on. Now, hey, also, by the way, can I create an advantage here for Michelle and Hux because I'm going to keep this guy talking for a while?
Let's see. I will say yes. It sounds like it is going to be Flare sounds appropriate.
Yeah,
because you're trying to keep him focused.
It sounds appropriate. Also, my absolute worst stat, but
it is.
Guile, or do you think Flare is what it needs to be?
It could be Guile.
I think Guile. I like Guile a little bit better. Let's see what happens here.
Now, I'm going to set the difficulty at 3 because this guy is a professional bodyguard.
Sure.
Like the professionals last time?
So you're one short of creative
advantage. So I'm one short. I'm going to... What do I got on me right now? I'm going to actually spend one of my plot points on always hiding behind a book. Basically, I know how to drag out a conversation. Like I'm gonna be just like referencing. This is kind of like that situation in like the Count of Monte Cristo, and then I'm gonna go on like a long, drawn out explanation of how our relationship is kind of like the Count of Monte Cristo, and I'm basically just gonna keep him talking for a while.
Not to be confused with the Count of Monte Fisto, who is Apollo Creed.
There you go.
So that brings it to 4.
That brings it to 4 against a 3 difficulty. I'm going to spend one of my fate points that this guy, this bodyguard, it has the aspect bodyguard to the Middletons. I've got a list of aspects for the individual on my other screen. Bodyguard to the Middletons, and he is a professional, so he does not get distracted very easily. So if you'd like to spend another fate point, you may.
You know, I would like to spend a fate point. I'll spend one more fate point on Eurogaming enthusiast to kind of add a little narrative twist that this guy also enjoys Eurogaming. And when I happen to accidentally slip in a mention, he's like, "Wait a minute," and then we maybe start talking about Eurogaming a little bit.
All right. Sounds good.
You know,
I'll spend
just a little
another fate
bit
point for you.
I'm
That takes
not.
you down to 2.
I'm not obviously trying to derail, but you know, I'm just trying to buy some time a little bit for whatever Hux and Michelle are doing.
Sounds good. So that is creating the aspect distracted on the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry I don't have a board to show anybody, but that is 1 free invoke on it. So distracted, 1 free invoke. All right. So we're going to switch scenes, Hux and Michelle, and then we'll move to Evie. So Hux and Michelle, you guys have gained access to the 2nd floor. What would you like to do?
Well, I think, because I remember there's an office down this way. I think we should check the office.
Yeah,
All right.
Michelle has not been at this part of the house before, so he's kind of lost and following Hux's lead. And as he's walking, he kind of has his one hand in his vest pocket, and he's kind of, playing with a vial, wondering how he can use this to get a sample of blood.
Randy, can I create an advantage here?
What advantage are you looking to create?
Inside knowledge, because I've been here before. So I figured that I would have knowledge of no, that's the master bedroom, and next to it is one of the bathrooms. There's 4 bathrooms, and that way I could just share this information with Michelle, so Michelle's not clueless, and I could just be like, no, there's the office down that way, and that's just a closet.
Sounds good to me. I'm going to say difficulty of 2, and it sounds like intellect to recall it. Recall and express it to Michelle.
4DF plus 1. 2.
All right, so insider here. Know the layout. There. All right. I didn't italicize the second one. Anyway. All right. So there is the you got a 2. The difficulty was a 2. That is actually a boost and not the aspect itself.
That's fine.
So, all right. So that means that whenever that gets used, that's gone.
Okay.
So,
It's enough to impress Michelle, but not enough to actually get us where we're going.
I know where we're going. It's just, if we need to hightail it, then that way we have a boost that one of us can draw on.
Speaking of which, you guys hear voices down the hall that are approaching. So please make a haste overcome action, a difficulty of 2.
Haste overcome, huh?
Yep. Yes, you hear voices coming down the hallway.
Oh.
Don't forget about that free invoke.
Yeah, you know the layout, John.
Was it the one I just created?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because John, you're 2 short, and Christopher is 1 short.
I think I'm going to let Christopher use the boost if he wants to, and then, oh no, because you can't use the stunt to supplement a roll. I will spend a fate point to reroll.
You can certainly do that with 2 minuses. It's on the fence as to what you could succeed at a minor cost if you just spend the fate point to get a +2.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to do that. and then that can let Michelle use the boost.
Wait,
Which
what did we
aspect are
just
you
roll?
using? Hold on,
Sorry,
Christopher. John, what aspect did you use to get the +2?
I used caught in a criminal web because my past history here with having broken in before, it seemed like this would have been a very appropriate one.
All right. Sounds good.
Well-
Your success at a minor cost is that you're going to leave an item behind that is going to be identifiable that you came back to the scene. So like whenever you're kind of like hastily getting out of the way, you're going to drop something like a flashlight. Like maybe you had like some sort of like bedazzled flashlight with you. Not really a bedazzled flashlight, but
No,
particular.
John, just use the boost because
No, John used his fate point. You need the boost.
No, John uses the boost. I have crazy ninja powers that I can spend 2 points of wild power to get a +2 on my roll.
Ah, okay. That's another way to handle it. So, John, you get your fate point back, and the
Well, I was saying use the boost in addition to the fate point, and he succeeds. Free and clear.
you could choose to do that if you want to.
I'll do that.
All right, great. Let me roll your fate points back down again. There we go. All right, so you succeed.
So
no cost.
As Hux is looking for his place to hide, Michelle just kind of seems to be just one step ahead of him, and just in a blur is already in the library or whatever room that Hux is like, oh, we should totally go hide in. Wait, where'd he go?
Works for me.
Sure. All right. Walking by you guys as you're hidden, you hear a woman's voice say, "Hey, he's here? Oh, he's here. That's great. I'm so glad that we were able to manage that Lloyd was able to get him so quickly. That is fantastic. Hopefully he'll be able to get the book back, and he might be able to take care of our problems too." And the voices fade as the person walks down the hallway.
Would I recognize that voice?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be Mimi Carrero Middleton, the former supermodel wife of Senator Middleton.
I lean over to Christopher. If I can see you, right? You're just ahead of me.
I just went a little bit quicker than you thought humanly possible.
That's Mimi Middleton. She's the wife of the senator. So they were out looking for Ravi.
And we brought him right back here to the nest of vipers, as things they say.
That makes life a little easier and a little more convenient.
We should always make life convenient for the big bats. Okay, once they go by, I think we're going to continue sneaking up into the office. But Ravi, would you have shared your cell phone number with us at any point?
Probably.
Okay, then I'm going to pull up my phone and quickly text Ravi, because I have no idea what their conversation is downstairs. They were looking to meet you, or they were trying to find you, and apparently they think you can solve a problem for them.
I mean, I'm not sure how well I can read a text or respond to a text right now as things are with this bodyguard guy, like, breathing down my
Yeah, I think
neck.
that's going to
But
be
if I can, like, kind of like sneak it.
I think that you're very intent on keeping him distracted, and if you
Yeah,
pull out your
that's
phone,
true.
that's going to make it more difficult.
Sorry,
So-
this is one message I will not get.
So Evie, what's Evie doing? You're muted.
I was muted. Obviously, I am looking for that list, as I have been compelled to do.
Well, I mean, you were interested in if anyone had gone missing or not, so. So where are you looking for the list? How are you going about that?
Well, I know from my first encounter here that they're terrible with technology. So I would imagine there has to be a physical guest list somewhere. I would imagine it's probably in somebody's office. So.
Yep.
I didn't see it in the office that I was in originally. But I know how to get in and out of there, so I'll check there first before moving on to another office.
Sure. So it sounds like you're being a bit methodical about it, and it's sounding like it's either focus or intellect. I don't know. Are you trying to be smart about it, or are you trying to like be a bit more methodical about it?
I mean, I'm always trying to be smart about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is your apex approach.
It is.
So.
If I can do intellect, then I will use that.
Sure. Go for it. Difficulty is going to be a 3. It is going to be an overcome roll.
I got a 3.
That is success at a minor cost.
What would my minor cost be? Also, I can't remember. How many fate points do I have right now?
You have 4.
Okay.
Yeah. You have 4. Hux has 2. Michelle has 3. And Ravi has 2.
Okay.
So let's see. Minor cost for you. Trying to find the... Oh, let me think. Sorry, all of the ideas that I'm having are just not really working out.
Okay. If you want me to stop you, I can just pay a fate point to succeed.
Yeah, pay a fate point.
Okay. I will pay a fate point.
All right. On which of your aspects? Never stops digging?
Yeah. That one, that's the one that like pretty much just applies the most, because I'm not really like hacking anything, so the no firewall can stop me doesn't really apply. So never stop sticking. That's pretty much it.
Sure. So, Evie, you go through a couple of rooms before you finally find that they're in one of the offices. There is this appears to be Mimi's office, the senator's wife's office. You can tell because the furniture isn't like rich mahogany. It's more like a little bit more artful, a little bit more, I don't know, more modern in design. And sleek. So you managed to find the signed guest book sitting there underneath her like little like MacBook. So it's just sitting right there and yours for the taking.
I'll go ahead and stick that in my messenger bag.
All right. Sounds good. You stick that in your messenger bag and you have it.
All right. I will duck out and then go to the bathroom before slowly returning to wherever it is that Ravi and the bodyguard dude are having their conversation.
Sure. So downstairs, the bodyguard dude and Ravi are having a fine conversation. So Ravi, that's why I like Lords of Waterdeep. Now, I know we've gone on a bit of a tangent here, but I really think we need to get back to the case at hand, which is that you've got some stolen good, a book that I've actually been authorized to pay you to return to me. Do you like money, Ravi?
It's a shame I don't have it.
I know you've lost your job recently.
I don't have, but I mean, so what if theoretically I don't have this book?
Well, Ravi, we stop talking about Lords of Waterdeep and our various like Euro games that we love, and we start talking about stuff that hurts.
Okay, because I don't actually have this book. Knuckles. I actually don't have the book, actually.
Well, that's the nice thing, Ravi. You just have to know where it is that I can go and pick it up.
I actually don't know that either. But I can find out if you give me some time.
So this sounds like guile. Because you're trying to
I really can. Because I know we left it with... I'm not really lying. Because I know we left it with the doctor, but I don't know where he is right now.
No, that's definitely guile. That's guile. And you failed your guile roll against me because I call bullshit.
I'll guile him. I'll do my best.
It's going to be guile against, let's see, I'm going to say a difficulty of 5 because he is not inclined to believe you.
5?
Actual.
All right,
social
that's high. 4.
That's still whatever. I don't think it makes a difference 4 to 5. Hey, let's see what the roll says. Maybe I'll get really lucky in my
Hey,
guy.
who knows? Like, let's see
Ravi's
what the
not a
difficulty
great
4.
liar.
I mean,
Like
you say
Vishnu-
that and you're going to get like 4 negatives. So
Vishnu
Yeah.
likes honesty, so Ravi's just not great at this life thing.
Yeah.
no, definitely
No,
not.
I got a 1. So, it's okay. I mean, I don't
Do
really
you want to
know where
succeed
it
at a
is.
cost? You can succeed at a cost.
Can I burst in at this moment?
Is that the
no, I think I
cost?
want to see well, maybe, but
Okay.
not to finish the
No,
exchange.
I'll tell him. No, I'll fail. I'll fail on the guile, and I'll backtrack. I'll say, look, I know who has the book. I can get the book for you.
How long, Ravi? Tell me how long you need. He's like leaning
5,
forward, and you can
6
feel his hot
hours.
breath on your face.
2 hours. 3 hours?
2 hours
Somebody
sounds
help?
good.
I don't. Where is everybody? 2 hours.
Help!
Just
help!
we'll,
Help!
we'll go take care of this.
2 hours sounds really good, Ravi. I like 2
I'll
hours.
just,
2 hours.
I'll find
You know what I
my,
like better than 2
Find my
hours,
girlfriend
Ravi?
and what do you like? Better
I
than
like
2
1
hours?
hour better.
Yeah, so sure, everybody does.
Yeah. Well,
But
guess what, Ravi?
It's not. Okay,
got-
fine.
You got 2 hours, and guess
Okay.
what? Whenever you get back, you can take her with you then. And he kind of points as Evie walks into the room.
No. That is.
Were you talking about me?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we were.
Ravi here is gonna go and fetch something for me, and you're gonna stay. You're gonna stay here.
Yeah, well, I tell Robbie to go fetch things for me all the time, and he sucks at it.
That's true.
He just laughs at you.
Ask him to play Lords of Waterdeep while you wait. It's fine.
You don't need collateral. It's
Were you
fine.
talking
I
about
mean,
his stupid games again? Ugh,
I need
God,
her to
he's-
come
He's
with
always
me
going on about those
anyway.
things.
No, Ravi. No, Ravi. I need some insurance, Ravi.
You can have
Oh,
my
what?
van.
You want me to stay here now? Before you wanted to get rid of me, and now you want me to stay here? You're like, you can't make up your mind. This is ridiculous. I don't like this anymore, Robbie. We're
You can
going.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We'll see you later.
He stands up and kind of walks in between you and the door, and is just like, Ravi, listen. If you'd like, I can go with you.
No, look, I have my backpack. I'll take care of this guy if I
Ravi,
need to take care of this guy.
Ravi, here's the thing.
Because I'm not.
I don't trust you.
Yeah, I don't trust you either.
Why
I don't
don't
even
you
know who
trust
you
him?
are.
He's very trustworthy. He may not be
At
very
this
good at
point,
getting
I'm like-
things
I'm-
and like doing other stuff, but like at least he's trustworthy.
I would rather fight this guy than leave Evie behind with these weirdos.
They won't do anything to me.
But
Sure,
you're not
but
leaving her behind
there's-
with these weirdos. She's got backup.
Yeah, but I'm not. But I promise, I'm not coming back with the book out of care. I mean, there's no way that I'm going to get the book and bringing it back here.
No,
Like
Ryan.
that's not even.
Remember,
That's not even happening.
Dr. Gupta ordered a copy.
So I don't
Oh,
want to know.
yeah.
I'll go.
Oh yeah.
No, the modern English translation was the copy to
Yes.
compare it against the original.
Sure.
Arabic.
But they might not know. Just notice. I don't know. We wrap it back in the silk again, and whatever.
Exactly.
I like how he's trying to lie and we're correcting him. Like, no, Ravi, that's not what happened.
Anyway, my point is, like, I'm not fine. I won't fight this guy right now, but I'll be like, fine, whatever, because Michelle and Hux can take him down. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Listen,
need
you want
to
me to
go
go
all-
help? Like, I'll go help him get whatever it is you need. Make sure he
Yeah.
actually does his job that he's supposed to be doing for you. Apparently.
So the big guy kind of like opens up his like suit jacket, reaches in, and pulls out.
Are you pulling out a gun on me?
It's an envelope stuffed with cash.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
better.
He walks over to you, Evie, and he hands the envelope to you.
Mm-hmm.
This is $5,000. If he comes back with what he's supposed to, then he can treat you to a very fine meal.
I would say more than that, but sure.
I mean,
think
real talk. Would it be the worst thing in the world if this guy got the book? Honestly, I have no idea what's going on here. What they're even doing with it. I mean,
Maybe you could talk to Dr. Gupta about it.
Yeah, he's probably not going to explain to me why they want the book, so I'm not even going to bother asking. I'm just going to leave at this point because I feel like I've exhausted my options. And I don't want to have a big brawl right now. I don't want to I'm hoping that Michelle and Hux can handle the situation quietly without them needing to like use brute force at this time.
We'll set our weapons to stun.
Star wipe to Hux and Michelle in a shootout upstairs.
Perfect.
It's just like that checkered
Dramatic irony.
Yep.
No, but I think they can take care of things. I mean, I'm not like I'm okay leaving. So
all right,
certainly
cool. Michelle and Hux, what would you guys like to do?
Well, we're gonna get into the office because that was where we were trying to get into. So, is the door locked at all?
Yes, the door is locked. You'll need to get past that. You should be able to do it easily, Hux, given your particular skill set. So you're able to open the door. I'm not calling for a roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. I thought about it, but no roll. You're pretty proficient. You've done this before. There's nothing exciting about it. You managed to unlock the door.
And you've done this specific door before.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah. So you're getting into Senator Middleton's office. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And what are you looking for there?
Well, now that we know that that he's tied into this, like this whole thing, I'm going to go back to the computer and go back through the desk. I'm going to also try to do two things at once because I'm going to try to grab whatever item it was I was trying to get the first time I was here, but also just try to look into his records and see how he's related to all that's going on. And
while he's doing that, I'm going to go looking, see if there's any, hidden safe or, books with the pages glued together with hiding something, just to see if there's anything that will give us more insight as to why he wants a book, if he has any allies, someone that he might be working for or with, kind of thing.
Oh, we also locked the door behind us too.
Oh, of course.
Yes. All right. So Hux, you are looking on the computer, looking for basically, can you give me a summary again of what you're looking for on the computer?
I want to look through his files, like his internet history, and also if he's left himself logged in to all of his email accounts and everything. I want to look through his send folder because I know that'd be the quickest way to find important conversations he's been having. Mm-hmm. And then if there's any other kind of messengers that are on there, I'm going to go through those as well. I'm just rifling through his personal information, just recording it all in my mind. And then if there's any important papers on the desk, I'm going to take a quick photo with my camera.
Sure. So basically you're going to create an aspect, piles of information that you can then use as justification to kind of sift through at a later date. Is that... Mm-hmm. Is that a correct interpretation?
Yes.
Okay. So that's going to be a create advantage roll. Here's the deal. So it sounds like your approach is, what would that be? It sounds like force because you're basically trying to just gather as much information as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. So that sounds more like haste. Because you're trying to gather as much information as quickly as possible. Does that sound like the correct approach for what you're trying to do? Or do you want to use a different approach? Okay.
No, both of those work.
Okay. I'm going to set the difficulty for that at a 3.
Ooh. Here we go.
Give it a roll. 1. All right. So you're too short to tie, which means... that you don't actually create it, or it can be created, but I get a free invoke on it. But that's if you spend a fate point. That isn't just re-rolling.
I'll spend a fate point to re-roll.
All right. What aspect are you using to justify that?
I would say that in this case, it is operative for the discarded, where this is what I've been trained to do, and this is what I'm best at.
All right, you're down to 1 fate point now. Go ahead and re-roll, John.
This game would be so much more fun if I didn't have to roll these pesky dice.
So you want to play Amber Diceless? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, That would help if I didn't screw up the code. Yes, maybe. No, as I recall, that was
No.
awful. Yes, 3, which succeeds at a cost, but 3.
No, that is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the aspect, which is going to be piles of information. But the free invoke on it goes to me.
Okay, that works.
All right. So what that means is that we'll have that aspect to justify like future research if you guys decide to do a montage. But the free invoke of on it goes to me, which might be used for misinformation because I'm evil.
Boo.
So Michelle, you are trying to look for evidence of like partnerships, like people he might be working with, like stuff like that.
Yeah, and looking in more esoteric places where people would expect to hide more occult things and less. Yeah, I'm not looking for a wall safe or anything like that, but something where he would hide some information of his occult dealings.
Okay. Let's see. Give me, that sounds like you're searching. That sounds like intellect as your kind of intellect or guile.
I was thinking intellect makes the most sense.
Sure. Go for it. Difficulty of 2.
All right. And intellect. My intellect is 2. Oh, son of a gun.
Oh, that's a poor roll.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a fate point on more sneaky than straightforward to re-roll that.
All right.
Because obviously, being a sneaky person, I know where another sneaky person would probably hide their stuff best.
Sounds good. That brings you down to 2 fate points.
I totally messed that up. Let's try that again. Oh my goodness gracious. Yep.
Well, this is what happens when you use your phone for it.
Okay, my computer died. It's not my fault.
Oh, no. I know. I'm sorry. I meant that to be joking. I didn't mean it to be like, I guess it's too soon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've had so much shit I need to do on my computer and I can't because it's broken. Oh, so annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a 2.
All right. So, and the difficulty was a 2. That was an overcome. So you can overcome at a minor cost. The minor cost is going to be that the room is fairly clean. There's not really anything supernatural in the room. There's not a lot of clues for that sort of thing. The room seems to be like, it's weirdly clean. Like
suspiciously, one might say.
Well, the like dirt and debris and things of that nature are like cleaned away. Like there's no dust in the room. So there's like any like little particles that could like fall off of people in this particular office are missing. Like, like sometimes like maybe there's hairs on the back of your chair or something like that. None of it. So the minor cost
nail
is
clippings or whatever.
Yeah, the minor cost is that like there's no clues, but you do underneath the carpet in the room. Like the room itself is kind of like hardwood floors. You lift up the carpet just a little bit, and you see that inlaid in the hardwood floor underneath the carpet is a copper summoning circle.
I will whip out my phone and take a picture of that.
All right.
Let me know when I'm done getting my information.
Yes. John, the information that you're getting, one of the things that you find out is that like on the computer that the email that comes in to the computer, the password was password. The email that comes in, by the way, is CC'd to like an address called HP Print, or like, a long string of numbers at hpprint.com. And you look over and you see that there's a printer on one of the shelves. And all of the email, it seems like the cue for it is for it to come in, get CC'd to the printer, printed out, and then deleted. So like his email records aren't on the computer. You go to like underneath the printer, there are like two wide drawers, like, you know, about as wide as a desk, and you pull them open and you see that cataloged by month and by week are printed out emails and handwritten responses to them in this drawer.
Well, that's when like it just
responses.
Probably got a secretary to type them up. I don't know. It is weird. I have no idea. I'm gonna just in a hurry. Picture. Yep. Picture.
Yeah. There's a lot. You try to get some key information, but you manage to like fill up your phone with pictures of this information. We're gonna cut back for the last scene before we go, because it's about 20 after 10. We go back downstairs into the living room where Evie, as what did you say your name was? Stephanie? No.
Samantha.
I knew it started with an S. Where Lloyd's kind of sitting there. You know, he hands you the remote to the television. He's like, "You're welcome to watch whatever you'd like."
I turn on the news.
It's fine. Coming into the room from the direction of upstairs is a woman dressed all in white. She looks absolutely stunning and gorgeous. She's in her 40s. One thing that's very interesting is that her sleeves are asymmetrical. She's got one long sleeve on her right arm that mostly covers up you can see the tail end of a scar around the wrist, kind of poking out. And this is Mimi Carrera, middle bottom. Is that right?
Middleton?
Yes. Middleton. There we go. Sorry. Spaced out. Mimi Carrera Middleton. And she kind of looks at you and then looks at Lloyd. And Lloyd's like, "Girlfriend. She's staying here until he goes and gets what we need."
I go, "Hi."
"Oh, hello, dear. Hello. My name is Mimi." She walks over and she shakes your hand.
She doesn't turn into a giant blue crab?
No, she does not.
Okay.
She's like, it's a pleasure to meet you. Please enjoy. I see that you're enjoying Fox News. Enjoy, watching that. If you'd like some drinks, there's something in the fridge.
I'm offended. Absolutely not.
You're watching it for the commentary. You're doing riff tracks of it.
No.
Well, I'm sorry, MSNBC. So yes, please, you're welcome to enjoy. I myself am more of an NPR gal. But yes. So Lloyd, if I could speak with you privately in the kitchen. And Lloyd's like, "Yep." And they both walk off.
This isn't about me, is it?
No, dear. I'm so sorry. Please make yourself comfortable.
Okay, good.
Would you care for some tea from the kitchen? I can brew you up some coffee if you'd like.
If you have a nice Earl Grey, I'll take that.
We don't have any Earl Grey. All we've got is a hibiscus blend. We do have some, I have to admit, this is one of my favorites, just ground Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I can make you some coffee if you'd like.
There we go.
There it is. Well, I guess
Good night,
that's
ladies and
fine if
gentlemen.
I can't have my tea. So.
All right. So they go off into the kitchen.
I am looking. Well, after they leave, I am furiously looking for anywhere that I can get out of here. Not to leave immediately, but I just want to position myself for a quick exit if I can.
Yeah, you can definitely, there's doors in the living room that lead outside, so you can definitely leave pretty easily.
Okay. I just want to put myself nearest to the door. That will put me nearest to the door to leave the whole property.
Are you actually going to leave, or are you just repositioning
No,
yourself?
it's just positioning myself so that I can make a quick exit if I have to.
All right. Sounds great. All right. And I think that is where we're going to call it for tonight.
Bum, bum,
So,
bum.
yes. So Ravi has gone off to talk to his soon-to-be uncle-in-law about the book, or not soon-to-be uncle-in-law.
Which we don't know about, but I would totally be like, no, don't go.
Potential soon-to-be uncle-in-law.
Yeah. Hux and Michelle have scoured Middleton's office, and Evie is hedging towards the door with Mimi and the
Mr. Bodyguard, Mr.
Yes.
Bodyguard man. Who
His name is
still
Lloyd.
Does not have a name. Oh,
His
he
name is
does have a
Lloyd.
name? Okay.
His name is Lloyd. Yes.
That's right. You did just say it.
Yes. I wrote this NPC a long time ago. So yes. So that is where we're going to end for tonight. What I would like to do now is a quick roses and thorn about something that went well or did not go well about tonight's game that you think, and then we'll do our final wrap up. So if anyone has anything nice or bad to say, let me know.
I'm happy we're doing investigations. Because like Dresden Files is all about investigating strange goings-ons, and like the past few sessions has been let's beat shit up.
I liked it. I didn't have anything negative. I thought it was a pretty solid session.
Cool. Was
Same.
there something in particular you liked about it?
I like the banter. I liked how we now know our characters well enough that we can interact with each other's characters. And I think we were really good at making sure that people could have their moments where it wasn't like like I know that I have that problem where I like to interject myself in certain scenes, but it's like no, this is their moment. Let it be their moment. And at least that's on me. I'm not saying you guys do that. No, I think it went really well.
Awesome. Mallory or Ryan?
Yeah, I would agree. I was thinking exactly what John just said, which is just, yeah, I mean, I do feel more comfortable with the character and knowing everybody, and just as a player knowing everybody, just makes it just feel a lot more natural to get into the scenes and stuff, and just to have that dialogue. So I think we're making good. I think that's a good progress.
Yeah, I like the banter with everybody. It's all good.
Awesome.
And the Dunkin' Donuts callbacks.
Woo!
Got to make sure we put that in every episode now. It's just
That's my hope.
it's our thing.
So
It's not the Accords Distrust in the District. It's the Accords
Duncan in the district.
Dunkin' Donuts runs.
So I have to say my favorite part of tonight was Samantha. That was hilarious.
I like the on the fly lie. I liked it.
That was really good.
I didn't even have to roll for it.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So good night, everyone. Thank you for watching the Accords Distrust in the District. If you did not watch us live on Twitch at Twitch/Polyhedral Crew, you can catch us on YouTube at YouTube/Polyhedral Crew, all one word. And we have recently launched our Patreon. So Patreon/Polyhedral Crew. Please, we have a $2 level and a $5 level. So if you are interested in supporting the show, please go there and contribute. It would be awesome. We call out everybody's name who contributes, and we'd love to talk to you on our private Discord. So have a great night, and thank you very much for watching.
See ya.
Night, y'all.